Hello and welcome to another episode of May the Code Be With Us with KSP Rp-1. So today we have an airplane mission to fly, and it's going to target two contracts. I have the standard record contract of reaching 5 kilometers with cruise, with a crew, and the X-plane slow contract, which is maintained between 3,125 and 4,125 for 3 minutes. So I shall leave this on. Well, let's take off and I'll talk about the experiments we have during flight. So this is actually my second attempt. I did a quick save before taking off, and I still have, because as you can see there's still the bumps in the runway and the wheels are, yes, wonky. And I had been able to take this before, take off, and it had not been so bad, but yeah, I lost control of the plane in the previous attempt. And I'm not sure if it was my fault or KSP wheels and such. So it might have been a bit cheaty, but I reloaded the save. It was pretty much the same thing, it just veered off like that, like you saw. Which has been a problem that plagues KSP airplanes for a while. But I don't know how much of it is design fault and how much of it is bugginess. Did I put the blank? Yes. So one thing I'm not confident about is my ability to land this thing, especially after that takeoff. So I do have a parachute. But do have a, yes, it's right here. Another thing I'm puzzled by is the fact that I don't seem, this is the film camera and I don't seem to be able to take pictures. And I thought it said that it was available in flying low. And I also don't have crew reports, so that's weird. But aside from that, I do have a thermometer and a barometer running. So we should be getting, yes, we were at 9.7, 9.9. We are 5 science points away from our first upgrade. You know, besides the one that I had to pay for in the previous episode. Okay, so we're at altitude and the clock is running, so let's just level up here and throw it back down a little bit. I just realized I was flying without SAS. So I'm kind of happy with the stability of this plane, you know, takeoff wonkiness aside. When I first built it, it tended to pitch up very aggressively. But adding just the length of the film camera actually pushed the center of lift back enough to make it very stable. Well, very stable relative to my usual designs. Okay, accidentally moved the joystick there a little bit, but we already had the time, so perfect, contract complete. Now let's get to 5 kilometers and maybe see if we can get to 10 kilometers with this. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's also go a little bit further west to start lining ourselves up with the runway. Still wondering where the hell my crew report is. But yeah, almost 2,000 funds, not bad, not bad. And science is not doing so well. Zero point 0 out of 1, but it's still at 0.0. Ah, because we just changed biome, okay. Well, that's good. And I think we need to turn further west. Okay. At high altitudes it's definitely not as stable as it was before. Oh, but I don't know if this can get to 10 kilometers. No, we're going down, that's not what we want. I think my ailerons are just a bit too sensitive also. Every time I try to move it, it overcompensates. But I decided, because I remember at some point when deciding my first KSP plane, I read something about the basics, and apparently an overwing is more stable than an underwing. So that's why usually when you have the underwing you have the sort of V-shaped, because that also gives you extra stability. So maybe for the first few planes that we design in this series, I'm going to try to experiment with overwing designs and see how that goes. You don't see many jets with an overwing, so I'm guessing at higher speeds there's a trade-off. But let's see. Okay, so that's 10,000 meters, contract complete, 2,268 funds, not bad, not bad. We're back up to 92. Science is picking up very slowly. So I think I'm just going to stay here until both of these finish running. And then I'll come back with you for either landing or parachuting the whole thing into the runway. dear. Yeah, I forgot about the fact that the Bonanza cabin is not pressurized. So let's get these guys back to where they can actually breathe. Is the fact that he's so dark because of that, or is just I didn't notice that before? Pulled a little bit too many G's pulling up over there, but we're now actually let's bleed off some speed. We're not at now at an altitude where they should have no problem breathing. Okay, good. They're breathing again. Yeah, I was wondering that. Will they let me know when they can breathe again or not? Originally, I had planned to have all 4 Kerbals, like the originals, in this mission just to push a little bit further off their retirement date. But given my ability to design and pilot planes, I decided it was better to have them just 2 by 2 and make sure if I crash that only 2 of them die and not all 4 in one instance. So if anybody saw the episode of the previous series where I did an airplane mission, you will have noticed that I flew that one from the cockpit. I do want to do those again with this one, but this is this cockpit. Yeah, like it doesn't have any extra instrumentation. I do have the asset prop packs installed along with all of the mods that use them, at least the ones that came recommended in his thread. But this one doesn't have anything, and the dashboard is too high. I would not be able to land, even though I'm probably not going to try to land. You can't see anything from there. It sucks. In one of my testing runs, I tried taking off from it, and just not knowing if I was still pointing in the direction of the runway was quite unnerving. So yeah. Okay, so I got all the science from shores and most of the one from the tropics, and yeah, it was enough for me to get this to 15 or well 14.7. So what I'm going to do, I still have a wow, that was a very bad stutter. What I'm going to do is I still have a lot of fuel, so try to get to over Earth's water and get some of that science. I also noticed that so I was all lined up for the runway in case I just wanted to go straight for the landing, and I was going down in like 13-degree flight slope, engines at 0 throttle, and I was picking up quite a little bit of speed. So this airplane doesn't have a lot of drag, surprisingly enough, with its fat nose and everything. So I really need flaps and air brakes. I can't believe I forgot those, especially the flaps. It's like basics of aircraft. I've been playing too much Rise of Flight. First World War simulation, no flaps. Some of the airplanes don't even have a throttle. Okay, I had another crash. Well, it will let me check to see what's up with the crew reports and everything. I need to find out what it's causing crashes. So I won't bore you with another flight. I'll just fly it on my own and maybe just give you the details once I've finished. And depending on how long this is, this will be the end of the episode or not. So I'll tell you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back. So I've actually had to experiment with several game settings and graphics to see, hopefully I will no longer have any crashes. Excuse me. I was quick saving a lot during the flight, so the last stretch I don't know if I didn't have any crashes because I finally found a good balance or because I just did not play long enough for a crash to happen. But anyway, we completed the contract. We got most of the science from flying over the tropics, all of the science over the shores, and all of the science over water. And well, this is the end result. Jeb and Bob are going to be on leave, and their retirement dates have changed. I don't know by how much. I did not check before. But at some point further down the line, I'll have to send Valentina, and well, Valentina will do missions either way, but Bill on missions, even if he doesn't have anything to do as an engineer yet, just to make sure they don't retire. Well, yeah, no credit for this because everything was transmitted, but we did get 0.8 science from recovering, and we go back to a very glitchy space center for some reason. But it works as far as... okay, there it is. Yeah. So wait, let's see. Do we have enough? Yes. Excellent, excellent. Let's go R&D. I think we're going to be alternating these two for now. Okay, so now I have to go design the rocket for the downrange contract. So I'll see you then. Okay, just a quick little update here with I was checking to see if the science experiments were included in the description here, and yes, here for the early film camera we have planetary photography, and it's you can do it in flying low. And for the Bonanza cabin we have crew report, flying low, flying high. We have supersonic flight analysis that, okay, we didn't get to that. Can this thing even, is this even rated for supersonic flight? I probably won't try it. But yeah, supersonic, and also telemetry analysis, none of which I had access to. So I think what I'm going to do is going to pop into my sandbox save and see if I can run these experiments with other capsules and such, and film cameras. Maybe it's just these parts that are bugged out, or if maybe I have to go and tweak something with I don't even know where Kerbalism probably. Okay. So yeah, I'll figure that out and then come back to do the next sounding rocket. Okay, so we're back on the launch pad. Um, it has actually been a couple of days. I spent, I don't actually remember when I recorded the first part of this episode, but I was trying to fix the whole issue with the film camera and the cabin not having the option to do the science experiments, so the crew report and the photographs, and now that's fixed. Unfortunately, I needed to, like, the if I just loaded the same craft file, it still had it still did not show the experiment, so I had to scrap um, the aircraft and replace it. And for the one that we had recovered, technically I could have just flown that one straight away, but it would still not have had the science experiment, so I had to scrap that and rebuild one. I also modified it. Now it's a bit less wobbly on the runway, so hopefully I won't kill any kerbals. And I added flaps and spoilers. So I I still need to practice the landing though. Anyway, here I built a three-stage rocket, but it was way overpowered um, for the downrange distance contract. So I just added three tiny teams to the previous sounding rocket, and that is enough. So let's just launch this. Okay, off we go. So part of the reason I didn't want to just launch this three-stage rocket is because that one has 9 ARB engines, and I still don't think I have all the data units for them. So yeah, 5,000. So the probability of one of them failing was quite high. And since it was angled to get the downrange distance anyways, let me bring that up. Uh, it wouldn't have gone too far up anyways, so I decided instead to just uh, it was pretty much the same price as for the three-stage rocket, just adding the tiny tims, but I decided to just use this one to get the downrange distance, and then that one with some more data units on the engines. I'm just going to shoot straight up and go for more altitude records. So yeah, let's see. Well, I already tested this, but let's see how this goes. This rocket is probably good for a considerably longer range than this, uh, because the tiny teams, they give a very quick boost of speed early on at the start, so that means it doesn't tip over nearly as much. I actually had to increase the inclination angle of the rocket at the start because it was not tipping enough. So I think if I give it a little bit more of an angle, I could get possibly even 300 kilometers. I don't know what the next contract is going to be, so we'll see. Because I also have to check the payload. But yeah, if you'll notice, we're still like at 75 degrees, 70 degrees. And it goes over 200 kilometers, so it has no problem reaching the 140 kilometer mark. Okay, we have Plymouth, 202 kilometer apogee, so definitely going to get high enough. And the only thing that's left is that there isn't some kind of weirdness that makes this not go past 109 kilometers, which at this point I can't imagine what that would be. Okay, so we're almost at apogee. We did get the record for 200 kilometers, and we've been getting science over the tropics. We just got what was left of the telemetry analysis from space, low orbit. I don't know if this one is no, I think pressure scan is not biome dependent, so this is just normal space. I'm not sure about the temperature though. Probably not. But yeah, we're going back down, and we're almost 140 kilometers, so yes, definitely going to get there. Another thing that happened is that the first science node has been unlocked. I get the XASR engine, I think it is, but I don't think I'm going to unlock it. I think I'm going to stick to this one that already has data units, and then move directly into the AJ10 variant once that is unlocked. The one thing that I did unlock was the space plane rocket engine, the one for the X1. I forget what the engine is called. So once I have the supersonic wings, look into doing some supersonic flights. Okay, so we got that contract. Excellent. And I'll just follow this to its demise. Doesn't look like we will hit any Mayan ruins, so that's good. So in between sorting out all the crashes and bugs and fighting with the airplanes going off the runway, I have absolutely no idea how much usable footage I had for this episode. So this may be either a really long one or a really short one. But we'll see. Next episode, I have no idea what's going to come, so we'll just have to find out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.